I hope you all enjoyed a bit of refreshment before the first session. Now, we will commence the first session of the first KOICA-JICA Forum on International Volunteering. The first session will consist of 3 presentations from KOICA, JICA, and BVF, with each presentation lasting for about 15 minutes. The topic for the first session will be strategy and operation of volunteering programs to contribute to the SDGs. Please be noted that there will be no discussion or Q&A for this particular session. First, Mr. Woo Yong-jung will deliver his presentation on strategy and operation of KOICA's volunteering programs. Mr. Jung is currently a vice president of KOICA and a former executive director of Bureau for World Friend Korea. Please welcome him with a big round of applause.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd like to welcome all of you to this forum today. And especially, I'm very much thank the JICA for hosting the forum. So without the JICA's commitment to leadership role, there might be not possible for us to hold this forum. And as you know that Mr. Yanagisawa already mentioned that our 2 organizations in Asia that play a leading role to assist the reduction of the poverty and also sustainable development. So also, our 2 agencies operating the bulk number of international volunteers the program. So last year, already she mentioned in IBCO meeting in Tokyo, we proposed have opportunity to raise some accumulating of the idea or some knowledge, the thinking by holding this kind of seminar and the conference. So I'm very much pleased to see now this forum materialize. Thank you very much again for JICA's leadership and commitment. This morning I'm going to talk briefly about the World Friends Korea program, which is a government-sponsored volunteering program, and then I will touch briefly on the principal issue, challenge, and the direction of the World Friends Korea program. As you know, the last year, we all over the world witnessed the conclusion of Sustainable Development Goal in September. And then this new global goal has 3 key dimensions of environment sustainability, and the society inclusiveness, to leave no one behind, and economic development. As such, we believe the international volunteering contributes to the achievement of sustainable development as a powerful and cross-cutting the means of implementation. The volunteers can carry out activities in a wide array of sectors that are closely related to SDGs, the 5 Ps, people-centered, and a planet-friendly development, and achieve the shared prosperity and the peace based on the partners. The volunteerism is well recognized in the worldwide, such as through documented roads to dignity by 2030 synthesis reports of the Secretary General, and also 1215 State of the World volunteerism report published by UNV last year, and also through Tokyo Call to Action, which is outcome a document of IBCO conference last year. What are the value the volunteerism embodies? Because the development that SDG envision requires an approach that puts people at its core. So volunteers may bring in intangible assets that underpin development, such as trust, the voice, respect, outreach, and engagement. The results come with not only material development, but also more human outcomes, such as people's empowerment, people-centered development, and harmonization, and skill development, and so on. Now I'm going to turn to topic 2, World Friends Korea program. The World Friends Korea is new name of all the volunteer program operated by the government. So in 2009, the Korean government unified all the volunteer program into one, the name of the World Friends Korea. So there are 6 different governments operating their own volunteer program. So World Friends Korea volunteer, KOICA volunteer, is a long and representative model of the volunteering. Usually they spend 2 years at overseas. And the youth volunteer also consists of many university students at a short-term basis, and also IT volunteer, special IT and information and technologies, and also Taekwondo, physical, Korean martial art, so disseminate Taekwondo skill and expertise. The Taekwondo physical specialize in science technologies, and also advisor program targeted for Korean retired professionals. KOICA is the main agency for coordinating all the 6 different programs. Also, we are responsible for the budgeting as well. What a vision of the World Friends Korea. The vision is a better world through sharing and learning. But World Friends Korea is one part of our development assistance program of the KOICA. So the World Friends Korea objective also has to be in line with the general purpose of the KOICA, which is aims to reduce poverty and assist the sustainable development of developing countries. There are 3 objectives of World Friends Korea. It is to promote a sustainable development, and to strengthen friendship and mutual understanding between Korea and the host countries, and to provide opportunity for self-fulfillment and the growth to be active global citizen. I think this is a very also important concept already Mr. Dick just mentioned in early speech. So we now actually have to expand this program in number, in quantity, and also we strengthen and support our activities overseas. But there are still, we are having big pressure of the challenge. What I do to demonstrate the outcome and the performance and the result of volunteer, because we have a clear set 3 objectives. How can evaluate whether or not, to extent to which the volunteer attained this objective. So I'm going to tell this subject later a little bit more. And the number of the volunteers that sent recently has exceeded more than 4,500 persons for more than 50 countries. And in terms of the region, 76% are allocated in the Asian continent, and followed by Africa of 9%. And in terms of deployment of sector, 7% has been placed in education sector, followed by 18% of rural development. I think why there's so many volunteers that place rural development area, because partly Korea's drive to share its 새마을 운동 with partner countries. And there are some key features of the World Friends Korea program. The first one is we have the flexibility in the length of the service from as short as 2 weeks and 2 years. And also, KOICA used to place out the volunteer at the project site of KOICA, such as hospital and the school, where we allow the volunteer to participate in the monitoring and evaluation process, and also making sure the project sustainability in the long-term basis. And also, we have the unique system to provide a small fund to volunteer up to $50,000. So with which the volunteer they make a complementary role toward their working place, modernize their facilities, and also the building IT laboratory, and also building a small library, which is very essential and complementary role for our volunteers. And also, our volunteer embodied Korea's comparative advantage, which is actually inherited in our nature of 6 different government operating the volunteer, specialized such as IT and science technology and the rural development. And also, the volunteers are keeping on innovating ourselves by creating new, targeted, and specialized volunteer program. There are 3 examples. The first one is a global Semaul Young Specialist Program, which is launched last year. This program aims to deliver Korea's successful Semaul Undong, the model, to partner countries to assist and propel rural development. Usually the volunteer, Semaul specialist volunteer, that placed the KOICA Semaul Undong project site, where they can participate in the process of the project. With the code of conduct of self-help, diligence, and cooperation, they still instill ownership and can-do spirit in local communities. And also, KOICA UMV, the partnership program launched last year. So last year we sent 15 university students to UN the field site. And also we have the knowledge-oriented volunteer program, which is to specialize the program for international development. Our volunteer can provide policy advice, undertake research activities, and transfer knowledge. Normally, they will place in research institute, university, and also international organization, enterprise, and the international NGOs. This is aimed to meet the demand for developed planning and the knowledge generation and know-how sharing, which seems to be lack from the side of developing countries. And then the partnership was a very effective tool to contribute to SDGs. We have the 3 examples here, but the Cinema Paradiso and the collaboration with the Samsung Electronics will be explained a little bit at the session 3, so I'm going to skip this one. And lastly, we have collaboration program with Korea Social Enterprise Promotion Agency. So we encourage our returned volunteer to participate in the diverse program, linking the business and the social impact. So by utilizing the experience in developing countries, we encourage it to set up venture and start a business, a social enterprise in Korea, as well as overseas countries. And also, we have a strengthening international partnership as in context of achievement of sustainable development goal. So we have deployed our volunteer and also the volunteer from Peace Corps, United States, and also National Youth Council of Singapore. So we start already to deploy Singapore volunteer to KOICA project site, also together with the KOICA volunteers. And also with JICA, we have a strategic collaboration and we have long experience collaboration taking place in the field. And also we are now about to collaborate with the TICA, Thailand International Cooperation Agency. So also TICA also start sending their own the volunteer in neighboring countries. So now, as such, we are now collaborating with TICA. So we are going to same deployment to taking place in the other countries. And also the UMB and the forum, the KOICA is the member of International Forum for Volunteer in Development, and also we are the member of the research, the working group of the forum, and we have to participate in the annual IBSHO meeting, and also I want to announce that the KOICA will host next year in IBSHO meeting in Seoul. And also we have a collaboration to program the Special Olympics that we help assist organizing Los Angeles Special Olympic Games last year by sending our volunteer to help athletes for intellectual disabilities. I'm getting the pressure to finish earlier. Yeah. And also, lastly, the Friend of Korea is association of returned Peace Corps volunteer who served in Korea in the past. So we are organized member of the Friend of the Korea. So we are going to raise the awareness of the volunteerism in Korea as well as the United States. So I'm going to quickly to mention about the future direction. So what KOICA should do, strengthen its alignment with SDG and the more contribution to the global goal. Probably we may need to strategically link activities of volunteer with the SDG to strengthen relevance. World Friends Korea, the volunteer, can try an exercise in which they map their activities in aligned with the SDGs. For example, in the case of the education, the volunteer, we try to specify activities which directly leading to contribution to SDG. For example, our after-school classes targeted the girl students in the school, which will be probably contribute to Goal 5, gender equality. As such, we encourage our volunteers specify their own activities, and then actually we encourage their own activities in the field when they in the overseas. So this sort of exercise can help us to see how the volunteers are related to the SDGs. In operating the World Friends Korea program, there is pressing the realistic challenge or consideration as to how to adapt in the new development and landscape for sustainable development, how to stay relevant in the changing environment. So we are going to induce more of the partner, particularly from the private sector, like corporate volunteering. And also we are going to continue have the system of flexible lengths of service to meeting diverse the demand from the Korea inside. And also we will continue strengthening the development education and the global citizenship. This is very important because education on developed cooperation is a factor change the direction of the volunteers. Volunteers are more active when they are equipped with sense of responsibility and appropriate level of awareness about the developed cooperation and the global issues. So we are going to strengthen development education further. Lastly, the task of the building evidence of demonstrating impact for World Friends Korea is the most pressing challenge for now of us. The future will be having key influence of this future direction. We are increasingly called on by diverse stakeholders to demonstrate the impact of international volunteer program. So in response, we have commissioned a study to find out how we can better identify and measure change contributed to by the volunteers. So we are going to have the program to measure impact and collect data and also introduce result-oriented culture across World Friends Korea. So this is all the roughly that I'm going to say this morning. And I'm sure that we are fully committed to volunteerism for development, and we will continue to make effort to improve our program, share the best practice with diverse stakeholders and participate in international discourse. I hope that we can be more conscious of the relationship between international volunteering and SDG and learn about more lessons through this forum. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much for your passionate talk and presentation, Mr. Jung. Next, I would like to welcome Mr. Kenzo Iwakami, Executive Advisor to the Director General at JICA. Mr. Iwakami will deliver his presentation on strategy and operation of JICA's volunteering programs. Please welcome him with a big round of applause.
안녕하세요. 저는 이와카미라고 합니다. Unfortunately, the time is very limited, so I stopped speaking Hangul. This is not my. Oh yes, this. Okay, thank you. Every time I come to KOICA, I feel at home because before handling volunteer program, I was closely working with KOICA's capacity development department to initiate the joint program on disaster management for Asian countries. So I'd like to thank KOICA for your partnership and friendship. I'm an executive advisor to the Director General of the JOCV Secretariat. I'm not the security guard of our Vice President, Mr. Yanagisa. I'll be briefing talking about the JICA's contribution toward the SDGs. I'd like to start by talking about the SDGs and IBCO 2015. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development was adopted in September 2015. And soon after that, the IBCO Tokyo was held in Japan, having 132 participants from 31 countries. And through 4-day intensive discussion, an action plan was formulated as the Tokyo Call to Action. The main points of the action plan are summarized as follows. Collectively measure and document the impact of volunteerism, share the information widely in order to demonstrate the impact of the volunteering, contribute to building a strong base of support for volunteering in development, and broaden the coalition of volunteer groups to other networks and organizations. These were agreed as an issue to address all the participants. We at JICA are also currently making efforts to realize them. Now, let me talk about the JICA's contribution to SDGs. JICA had actively participated in the formulation process of SDGs by addressing key principles and elements, as well as concrete target. SDGs have something in common with the concept of human security, which has been an important pillar of Japan's ODA policy. Likewise, the 5P, people, planet, prosperity, peace and partnership, coincide with JICA's approach. Let me skip this slide because our Vice President mentioned about our history. Let me talk about the JICA's volunteers, some figure. This, as of March 2016, over 49,000 volunteers were dispatched to 88 countries, and 43% of volunteers are female. In fact, the number of female volunteers has been bigger than male volunteers since 1998 until now. And last year, we had about 2,000 job openings from 788 companies to the returned volunteers. We had only 300 to 400 5 to 6 years ago. Next, I'd like to talk about SDGs and the roles of JICA. As the United Nations report on the post-2015 agenda states, that the volunteerism can be a powerful and cross-cutting means of implementation of the 2030 agenda. Volunteers could find solutions that devised from ground up reach the poorest and most marginalized, support local innovation, facilitate people-centered approaches. Therefore, we understand that JOCV is an indispensable grassroots program for comprehensive development organization like JICA in achieving the SDGs. Let's move on to the final part of my presentation, challenges and new initiatives. As I mentioned a while ago, JOCV can play an important role to achieve SDGs. But at the same time, JICA has to work on some challenges to pursue more effective implementation of the program. One of the key challenges is enhancing strategy. As we marked 50-year anniversary last year, we organized the advisory panel of experts to discuss the future direction of JOCV program. And right now, we are formulating the action plan based on the policy recommendations submitted by the advisory panel. And we already have a country strategy covering almost all countries. At the same time, in addition to that, we are currently making sectoral strategies to enhance the sector-based approach. The other important issue would be accessibility of the program. For the persons with disabilities and LGBT, the JOCV program should be more friendly and open to all the people. The second challenge is recruitment. As you may know, Japan is facing problems with declining birth rate and the aging population. Also, unstable security situation in the world negatively impact the number of applicants. So to tackle this difficult situation, we are making effort to enhance the public relations and other activities such as holding seminars, providing consultation and counseling services nationwide. The third one is technical assistance or technical support to the volunteers. To respond to the needs of partner countries, it is important to strengthen the technical support system for the volunteers. We provide volunteers practical brush-up training program in addition to the regular 70-day pre-departure training program. Technical advisors are regularly supporting the volunteers, and knowledge management is also very essential to improve the quality of volunteer activities. The fourth one is partnership program approach. One example is the nursing program in Laos, PDR. Through integration of three different types of cooperation, technical cooperation for nursing schools, financial cooperation for the construction of hospitals, volunteers for supporting on-the-job training at the local hospitals, we can make bigger impact on improvement of health sector in Laos, PDR. The fifth one is the support to the returned volunteers. Volunteers have an important role to play in contributing reaching Japan's SDGs upon their return to Japan. And it is important to give them a platform to continue engaging in volunteer activities both locally and abroad. Having considered the importance of continuity of volunteering, JICA will start the new initiative, so-called Global Volunteer Volunteer Program, which provides volunteers with the consistent volunteering opportunities in overseas as well as in Japan. The sixth one is partnerships. JICA has been making effort to strengthen the partnership with domestic stakeholders like private enterprises, including small, medium enterprises, local governments, and universities to utilize their know-how or expertise in our activities. And needless to say, we are also working on strengthening partnership with international community, including emerging donor organizations. With regard to the measurement, which is stated in the Tokyo Call to Action, we are working on this in collaboration with IBCO member organizations, and JICA will continue conducting research activities to pursue the effective implementation of the JOCV program. And Professor Okabe of JICA Research Institute will share with you some findings of the research at the session 4. The other new initiative is sport. As SDGs also address the importance of sport as a tool for realization of development and peace, JICA is moving forward to expand the sport program as part of Japanese government initiative, Sport for Tomorrow program, targeting the 2020 Tokyo Olympic and Paralympic Games. That is all of my presentation. Thank you very much for your kind attention. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much for your informative presentation, Mr. Iwakami. Finally, I would like to give a warm welcome to Mr. 송schiang for his presentation on strategy and operation of BVF's volunteering programs. Mr. Song is a Deputy Secretary General at Beijing Voluntary Service Research and Development Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him with a big hand.
Good morning, Honorable Mr. Shikin, Ms. Kayanaji Sawa, Mr. Richard Dictus, and good morning, all friends here today. It's my great honor to give a presentation on this topic to learn experience from KOICA and JICA to introduce BVF to you, and also to make joint efforts for SGDs, yeah. I will give my presentation in two parts. The first one is give a brief introduction about BVF, make you know more about BVF. The second one is BVF's strategy and programs to contribute toward the SDGs. I will begin with the history, missions, and endeavors of BVF. As the first provincial level volunteer involving organization in China, BVF was established in 1993. It's 2 years younger than KOICA. Yeah, so it's much younger than JICA. So I say we can learn very much from you. In 2008, BVF was in charge of recruiting and managing 1.7 billion volunteers for 2008 Beijing Olympic. It's a very, very big project, volunteering project. BVF has gotten authorization from Beijing municipal government to formulate and implement municipal volunteering plan, and also is responsible for coordinating resources from government bureaus and private sector. For its efforts, BVF was recognized as one of the leading bureaus in China by UN and Chinese government. To raise the public awareness of volunteering in China, in Beijing, BVF spares no efforts to advocate voluntary spirit of dedication, fraternity, mutual aid, progress, which is confirmed by President Xi Jinping in 2014. And BVF tried to disseminate core idea for voluntary service, which is do good deeds and build up virtue, which is stressed by China Volunteer Service Federation, CVF. Actually, CVF is a national federation, but it's very, very young. It's established just 3 years ago in 2013. Since 2008, BVF has developed a voluntary cultural system composed of volunteer badge, dress, blue cube, volunteer sail flag, smiling loop, volunteer's oath. I've brought some of these things reflect Beijing Volunteer Federation's idea. So if you are interested, I'm very pleased. You can ask for some and to keep them. In recent years, the most important job for BVF is to unite volunteers and volunteer service organizations. In recent years, BVF witnesses great increase in real name registered volunteers at BVF's online managing platform. We have an online platform, 0.64 million volunteers in 6 years ago, but now we have about 15% of Beijing residents, that is over 3.3 billion people real name registered in this platform. Yeah. On the platform, in addition to the volunteers, we have over 54 volunteer service organizations and over 9,000 ongoing programs, volunteering programs. This is the structure of BVF. Under BVF, we have BVF Federation for fundraising for money. And the second one, BVSGC, is a division to coordinate with public bureaus. The last one, BVSRDI, is my division, is for research and training for organization and volunteers. To promote volunteer service legislation and regulation, BVF has lobbied Beijing municipal government and other government bureaus to make 39 laws and regulations. The most important one is Beijing Volunteer Service Promotion Law, went into effect in 2007. This is the online platform, and on the right is the cell phone, mobile phone app for volunteer and volunteer management. To provide financial support to programs and volunteers, about 1.6 million US dollars would come from municipal government would go into BVF Federation every year. So with the money, all real name registered volunteers can get an insurance package. Small-scale and growing programs can apply for many types seed fund support from $750 to $4,008 is for small early programs. And to promote volunteer service training and research, BVSDI was established in 2011, and so far we have published 40 books, and about 1,500 trainings are carried every year. Every year, over 30,000 volunteers will be trained for these trainings. To promote international collaboration, we signed cooperation agreements with Hong Kong, with Macau, and Australia volunteers organization, and we have established cooperative relationship with 83 volunteer service involving organizations, received 626 representatives from 50 countries. And also we have sent 70 staff and volunteers to participate in international programs over 18 countries. And also we have established a comprehensive strategic partnership with UNV and completed 2 phases of collaboration. Together with UNV, BVF successfully hosted the International Volunteer Service Exchange Conference in October last year in Beijing. Let's move on to the second part. It's the strategy and programs to contribute toward SDGs. BVF has a fundamental volunteering strategy, that is, let volunteering go into people's daily life. Actually, a visitor can see volunteer almost anywhere in the street of Beijing, and also you can ask for help. You can get help from them. So this is because we have this, we can say, notion or strategy. So we have two words. If you need help, ask volunteers anywhere in Beijing. If you have spare time, devote yourselves to volunteering anytime in Beijing. BVF has 2 major orientations for volunteering programs. The first one, to align with the SDGs of making cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable, BVF encourages volunteer service organizations to design programs in some critical public places. For example, communities, bus stops, railway stations, subway, museum, etc. And also we have another orientation, BVF, to align with SDGs, ending poverty, to ensuring healthy lives and promoting well-being for all. BVF encourages volunteer organizations to design programs or objects focus on vulnerable people, for example, the elderly, children of migrant workers, low-income family, the disabled. So this is 2 orientations. So far, BVF has developed a volunteering program system composed of 3 focus fields, 12 major categories, and 110 specific patterns. The first focus field is games and large-scale events volunteering, for including sport game, international conventions, large-scale expos, and public activities. The second field is city management volunteering, including environmental protection, emergency and rescue, public spaces service. The last one is community volunteering, including cares for vulnerable people, cultural and educational service, health and medical service. So this is the system. I'd like to introduce three of BVF's example volunteering program. The first one is emergency rescue volunteering program. This program is initiated in 2013. So far, there are 0.13 million volunteers, professional volunteers, and 522 teams. And there are some professional training and drill, not only for volunteers, but also goes to schools, go to communities. And we have a plan to establish 700 emergency rescue voluntary stations at communities in 5 years. The second, our program is caring for migrant workers' children volunteering, initiated in 2011 to serve migrant workers' children aged 6 to 14, focusing on social inclusion, growth problems, traditional culture, arts and sports. So far, the program has cooperated with 110 migrant schools, and 38 voluntary stations have been established in communities. There are 0.15 million voluntary service hours accumulated, and more than 0.21 million children are benefiting from the program. The last one is the Sunshine Action Helping the Disabled volunteering program, just initiated in early 2015, focusing on daycare, employment support, voluntary teaching, cultural and sports activities, and so on. So far, there are over 20,000 people with disabilities has benefited from the program, just only in a period of 1 year. Some new initiatives of BVF. This is our new volunteer family campaign initiated in 2014. We are trying to encourage family to register as a whole, as a volunteer team, and encourage children and youth to engage more in volunteer. So this is our new initiative. For more to update our collaboration with UNV, we are talking the third collaboration phase with UNV still under discussion. BVF would align its international volunteering with China's national flagship development strategy, the One Belt One Road initiative. It's a national initiative from Chinese national government. So we are aligned with our volunteering service international program to contribute more towards SDGs. The proposed collaboration phase with UNV will create more opportunities for BVF to engage in regional and international volunteering cooperation with focus on cooperations along the overall region, following the principles of South-South cooperation and sustainable development. So this is the overall brief introduction to BVF. Of course, I don't have much time to make a detailed introduction. So on behalf of Beijing, on behalf of BVF, I sincerely invite all friends here to visit BVF to talk about our possible joint efforts and our contributions for SDGs. Thank you very much.